We need to talk now about this interview that Trump did. First chance to publicly explain to the world what the heck just happened. Strikes inside of Venezuela, capturing of Nicolas Maduro and his wife, taking him and his wife back to the United States to go on trial. And Trump saying, as we explained, and if you need more context, go see our other segment that we already published right before this one, where Trump said at his press conference, we're going to take over and run Venezuela. Run Venezuela. Which gives people, as I explained, it induces a lot of memories about previous times that we thought that was going to be a correct military approach. But we, of course, will see. And Trump went on to Fox and Friends and gave a pretty bonkers interview to lay out what had just happened.
So you've had quite a busy evening. Tell us about it.
It was slightly busy, I would say. It was very dark all over, especially in Venezuela. The team did an incredible job. They rehearsed and practiced like nobody's ever seen. And I was told by real military people that there's no other country on earth that could do such a maneuver. If you would have seen what happened, I mean, I watched.
Did he actually just accidentally said such a manure? Such a manure.
It literally like I was watching a television show. And if you would have seen the speed, the violence, they say that, the speed, the violence, they use that term.
Who says that?
It was an amazing thing, an amazing job that these people did. There's nobody else could have done anything like it.
You're at Mar-a-Lago right now. How were you able to watch this?
Well, we watched it from a room. We had a room, and we watched it, and we watched every aspect of it. We were surrounded by lots of people, including generals, and they knew everything that was happening, and it was very complex, extremely complex, the whole maneuver, the landings, the number of aircraft, which were a massive number.
So the part that went viral there was him saying, I watched it like it was a television show. And again, like I told you in the last segment, there's something bizarre about Trump being willing to, and this comes up a lot in the next clip, just say the things you're not really supposed to say, like that one. Something feels a little off about. I don't have, as I'm when I'm recording this, any information on casualties or potential civilian casualties. We know that there were no American casualties, but I don't know anything at this point beyond that. But for something of this gravity to be stated, admittedly by him, as just kind of interesting, like an entertainment program on my television. And, I was able to TiVo it, one of the best inventions, TiVo, as Trump has said in the past, is strange to hear from the president in a time of war. Strange. Miles Taylor said about this next clip that Rubio asserts this is about a dictator who oppresses his people. Hegseth says it's about drugs that pose an imminent threat. Trump says, nah, it's about oil.
The countries that negotiate with Venezuela for that illegal oil are already starting to suffer. What do you see as the future of Venezuela's oil industry?
Well, I see that we're going to be very strongly involved in it. That's all. I mean, what can I say? We have the greatest oil companies in the world, the biggest, the greatest, and we're going to be very much involved in it. We can't do something like this, and we're prepared. We were prepared to do a second wave. We were all set, and this was so lethal, this was so powerful that we didn't have to, but we're prepared. We're out there with an armada like nobody's ever seen before, and we're prepared, and frankly, probably thought we were going to have to do it, but we were prepared for a second wave going in.
I said this in the last segment for our full show viewers. I'll try not to be too redundant, but again, however you feel about the president not getting congressional approval, the risk of trying to do regime change and run a country. Obviously, we all acknowledge Maduro to be an illegitimate president and a terrible dictator. But with all that you feel, however you do, whatever your starting place emotion is, it goes down the more you listen to Trump. You feel worse the more you listen to Trump. He just said we were prepared to, we were planning to, but then we didn't have to, so we were prepared to, so we were prepared to, and actually we were really expecting to, we were prepared to do a second strike. Listen to that again. He says he got the best cognitive result ever. One more time.
Something like this, and we're prepared. You know, we were prepared to do a second wave. We were all set, and this was so lethal. This was so powerful that we didn't have to, but we're prepared. We're out there with an armada like nobody's ever seen before, and we're prepared, and frankly, probably thought we were going to have to do it, but we were prepared for a second wave going in.
He said we were prepared 6 times and a half. At one point, he said we were and then jumped to something else in 30 seconds. Linguistically off. But what we keep hearing, as you heard there, is that this is about oil companies. This is about oil. Despite him saying it's drugs. Now, maybe you go, well, it could be multiple reasons. They want to get out the dictator for the sake of the Venezuelan people. Trump has always had a real heart for the Venezuelan people. And he thinks it's going to make the United States a bunch of money. And it's to prevent drug trafficking, despite Venezuela not being even close to the primary source of that, and Trump failing on numerous fronts that are more of the primary source of that. But all the concerns I laid out before still stand, even if you say they all go together. And remember, especially on the drug trafficking one, can someone, it just a little gnat right next to my brain all day, or since this happened in the morning. Please, someone explain what the logic is of saying we will not stand for presidents, illegitimate presidents of countries, or presidents in general, or presidents, and you know that the presidents and so sorry, I'm using his style. He got the president. Maybe he knows something about how to speak. I'm going to try it out for a little while. I'm prepared to explain what I want to say, which I'm prepared to lay out in preparation for the show. I was getting ready to be prepared to explain the point that I want to tell to you, which I was and that it is important that I prepare to tell you, which is, if that's his stance, why did he pardon the former Honduran president who was convicted of drug trafficking? What was that about? So no, zero trust. Sorry. And when it comes to regime change wars without congressional approval, which you should never do, when it comes to taking over countries, at the very least, I'd like to trust the person doing it. But we should never. I got you. Even if I trusted them, I don't want to take over. I got you. Hold on. Just hear the underlying point. It's important. Then this interview moment, while you watch it, please do. If you appreciate these updates, we'll probably have a lot soon. Click the subscribe button. All it takes is a click, and then you will be more up to date on this show. You can also hit the alert bell to further that effort.
I wonder, Mr. President, though, I want to ask you because from your Vice President, J.D. Vance, said that the message is pretty clear. The drug trafficking must stop. So was this operation a message that you're sending to Mexico, to Claudia Sheinbaum, the president there?
Well, it wasn't meant to be, and we're very friendly with her. She's a good woman, but the cartels are running Mexico. She's not running Mexico. The cartels are running Mexico. And we could be politically correct and be nice and say, oh, yes.
Sounds like you're on the phone with a drunk person. His tone of voice is very disturbing. There's a good relationship. She's a good woman, real good broad, good lady. Mexico's a cartel. You ever heard of a cartel? You want me to? Here, let me do my impression of a cartel. No, don't do your impression. It's 2026. I don't want to hear your impression of a cartel leader. All right, ready? This is my El Chapo.
She's very frightened of the cartels. They're running Mexico, and I've asked her numerous times, would you like us to take out the cartels? No, Mr. President. No, please. So we have to do something because we lost.
I predicted it.
The real number is 300,000 people,
No, Mr. President. No.
in my opinion. You know, they like to say 100,000. 100,000 is a lot of people, but the real number is 300,000 people. And we lost it to drugs, and they come in through the southern border, mostly the southern border. Plenty come in through Canada, too, by the way, in case you don't.
So his numbers there aren't correct, but obviously, yeah, drug overdoses are horrific, and that's why he should focus on where the problem actually is. And it's not these Venezuelan drug boats. And I don't think this is going to do anything for that purpose, which is why we doubt that that's the genuine justification, especially when he says this.
Mr. President, what do you make of the fact that just hours before the airstrike, there was a Chinese delegation meeting with Nicolas Maduro, and we have yet to hear from China any sort of comment on the attacks?
I know nothing about that, but I have a very good relationship with President Xi, and there's not going to be a problem. And they're going to get oil. We're going to allow people to have oil. But we can't take a chance after having done this incredible thing last night of letting somebody else take over, where we have to do it again. We can do it again, too. Nobody can stop us. There's nobody that has the capability that we have. You know, when I watch that war in Russia going on and on and on and everybody dying, and it's like, it's primitive. It's primitive. It's horrible. It's really horrible.
Hey, Fox host, why'd you just laugh? Hey, Bubba. I think that was Charlie Hurt. Why'd you just laugh? I think he's just nervously laughing. This is getting weird.
It's primitive. It's horrible.
Oh, so weird. But yeah, he's talking a lot about oil. Kind of disturbing he didn't know about the Chinese delegation being there shortly before. And he goes on and on and on. Do we have to keep listening? Of course, you have... Okay, wait, one more clip. Anytime, I just want to say, because this is important. Anytime he talks about the power and the strength of the U.S. military, that's not in question. Like we talked about with the Iran strikes, that's not in question. We're just questioning your judgment and your plan. What's the plan here? And the legality. So don't make this about whether or not we have the best fighting force in the world who's able to conduct absolutely insanely logistically challenging and brave operations. That's not in anyone's mind questioning that. And I think it's a little bit of a way, like a shield for him from criticism when they go, well, what about the bravery of that? That's not what anyone's talking about. Here, he gets asked, so why did you choose to do this? And hey, what do you think Jaden, just maybe for redemption, if a host asked you in Trump's position, why did you choose to do this after you started a war, at least technically, with Venezuela? What do you think this would be that the host was asking about? Why did you decide to do this? What's this?
Probably like drugs or something of this sort would be my guess.
No. Sorry. No. What? What? Do you know my question? Yeah, grab the mic. Let's see.
Like, why'd you invade?
Right. Okay, fine. I get why that's confusing. You can take it to my off. Why'd you decide to invade? Obvious. Trump doesn't realize. He goes, why did I decide to do what? Do this interview? No, the war.
Why did you decide to do this morning?
Are you talking about calling you people or the chat?
No.
Okay. In Jaden's defense, I think I asked the question weird. I said, what is this? And he's thinking, like, what in Trump's mind's this? So then he's giving the justification. I'm sorry, Jaden. Now, Cole got it, so maybe it wasn't my fault, but...
It's not my year this year.
But how wild is that to go, why'd you choose to do this morning? When you're calling about a war you just started and you're like, talking to you people?
Why did you decide to do this morning?
Are you talking about calling you people or the chat?
No, taking
because
out
I'm not sure.
Maduro.
I'm not sure which is worse. If you want to know the truth, I'm calling you.
I don't like this guy.
If you want to know the truth. I'm calling you. I haven't spoken to anybody else because Charlie Hurd has been a great friend of mine for a long time. He was with me when it was not fashionable. And those are the people I like. He was with me, Charlie, when it was not at all fashionable. So that's the reason I'm doing this. And your show is great. You're doing a great job. What a good team.
Okay, so now, why did you do this? The real this?
Why did you make the decision to take out Maduro this morning? And what was Maduro doing when our guys came in on him?
So we were going to do this 4 days ago, but the weather was not perfect. The weather has to be perfect.
Okay, I don't know if you should reveal that. Keep some of that under wraps. Jaden said this reminded him of this clip of a Benson Boone.
It cut off. I'm having a bad 2026, guys.
So Benson Boone goes, you. And the person goes, who are you talking to, like collaborating with? And then he goes, you? Like, who are you actively talking to? Obviously, that's not the question. That's a similar thing with Trump here. So it is frightening. This is very real. And we will continue to monitor it while always trying to do it in a more lighthearted way. Just going to keep adding that context because I know we'll have a lot of new people questioning our style.